Hello, everyone. Welcome to History with Hirsifat. I'm your host, Chris, aka Hirsifat. Today, I'll be conversing with a couple of good old boys about the year that was 1992. The views shared on this podcast come from your everyday, ordinary people. My hope is that it'll give a unique perspective on history. For our future podcasts, we'll be doing the beneficial sounds of music and the year 1993, moving right along in the decade that was the 90s. Got Brad and Nick with us today. Should be a good time. First, starting off though, we're gonna go with we're gonna go with a little segment we've been doing here for the past couple weeks. We've got our strange news article of the week. So everyone gets excited about
All right.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the children are so happy right now.
As they should be. As they should be.
Settle
Okay.
down, everyone. Settle down.
The article is from the Huffington Post, the weird news article section from the Huffington Post. The title is "Man Accused of Killing Friend Claims It Was to Stop Him from Summoning Sasquatch."
Ow!
Can't believe it.
Yep, been there.
An Oklahoma noodler was arrested and reportedly confessed to killing his fishing partner, claiming he did so to stop Bigfoot from coming to eat him. Larry Doyle Sanders, 53, had been noodling, a way of catching catfish via hand, with friend Jimmy Knighton, also 53, along the South Canadian River in Pontotoc County on Saturday. Larry claimed that while at the river, he discovered Jimmy intended to feed him to Sasquatch. An affidavit cited by NBC News said, Larry indicated Jimmy attempted to get away from him so that the Sasquatch could eat Larry. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations told KFOR that Sanders thought Knighton basically tricked him into being out there and that the two fought for an hour. Sanders allegedly choked Knighton to death near the river, then went home and confessed to his daughter, who was dating Knighton's son.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
He appeared to be under the influence of something, Sheriff John Christian told KTEN. His statement was that Mr. Knighton had summoned Bigfoot to come and kill him. That's why he had to kill Mr. Knighton. The Oklahoman reported that Sanders had outstanding warrants for 2 drug-related cases. In 2019, he was placed on probation for 5 years for bringing meth into the jail after being arrested for public intoxication. Sanders is now facing a charge of first-degree murder. So Sasquatch gets him again. How about that? I mean, that's
Well, you know, up in Canada, they really have a big Sasquatch problem.
I've heard about
Do they?
that.
Yes.
It's an epidemic.
Now,
Is it
more than one Sasquatch? I've only known there's one.
Many Sasquatches?
Yeah, what's the plural of Sasquatch?
Sasquatch-shy? Sasquatch-shy?
It's a Sasquatchian? Like their language? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Hopefully, maybe
What would be like a group of Sasquatch? What would that be called? There's like a murder of crows. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they all live in Saskatchewan? Sasquatch, Saskatchewan.
That's very possible.
Something
It's
there.
right. It could be. We should get a hold of the local police and let them know if they've followed up that possible angle. Yes, I see this news article and I'm like, what the hell? Man accused, all this, and I read into it and it kind of reminded me of Smeagol on Lord of the Rings, where he finds the precious and he's like trying to just imagine like two guys just strangling each other over nothing, the Sasquatch, and,
yeah, that's
he ends up murdering
crazy.
him, and he goes back home to tell his daughter he's dating that guy's son. I got bad news. So we'll see. I don't. Yeah.
I hope you don't hate me after this.
As it turns out, drugs were involved. So
right.
That's shocking. Shocking. I couldn't believe it. I mean, wow. It's a bit awkward. All right, we will now move into the timeline of 1992. We will start on January 26th, 1992. Boris Yeltsin announces that Russia will stop targeting cities of the United States and her allies with nuclear weapons. In return, President George H.W. Bush announces that the United States and her allies will stop sending Russia and the remaining communist states copies of Achy Breaky Heart.
That's a good deal.
Oh,
That's not a bad deal. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's a solid trade-off. I think the Russians are overwhelmed with joy when they heard that.
Oh yeah.
They were okay with the nukes. They don't want that. I can tell you that. On March 25th, the International Atomic Energy Agency orders Iraq to destroy an industrial complex at Al Athir that is being used to manufacture nuclear weapons and Arby's sauce. On April 29th,
there it is.
On April 29th, the acquittal of 4 police officers in the Rodney King beating criminal trial triggers massive rioting in Los Angeles. The riots will last for 6 days, resulting in 63 deaths and over $1 billion in damages before the order is restored by the military. To help maintain the peace, renowned NFL star O.J. Simpson announces that he will become the beacon of light to bring both the LAPD and the African American communities together. On May 19th, the Vice President of the United States, Dan Quayle, speaks at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. During his speech, he criticizes the Murphy Brown character for mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone, and being a bitch that won't call me back. When Vice President Quayle was informed by the crowd that Murphy Brown was a fictional character and thus not a real person, VP Quayle responded by calling them a bunch of liars, big ol' meanies, while crying and running out the room.
Yes, very good.
Presidential candidate
Bill Clinton. What the hell is going on with the studio audience stuff?
Some things they clap at, some things they don't. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Crowds are crazy.
You know, don't worry about it, Nick.
All right.
I'm just going to go with the flow.
Okay.
Here. June 3rd, presidential candidate Bill Clinton appears on the Arsenio Hall show and sits in with the house band on saxophone. His performance would propel Clinton in the African American community and solidify his place among one of the greatest presidential publicity stunts in American history, right behind Ronald and Nancy Reagan's sex tape. September 21st, Mexico establishes diplomatic relations with Vatican City, ending a break that has lasted over 130 years. To celebrate the rejoining, Mexico offers a tequila-soaked worm to Pope John Paul II, to which he promptly lifts his skirt up and shoves it up his ass. Immediately following this event, Mexico agreed that 130 years was not long enough. October 3rd, after performing a song protesting alleged Catholic Church child sexual abuse, Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor rips up a photograph of Pope John Paul II on Saturday Night Live, causing a huge controversy. Sinead told the crowd to fight the real enemy before ripping up the photo on live TV. When asked how she felt about ripping up the photo of the Pope, Sinead responded with, "That was the Pope? I thought it was George Bush in drag." November 3rd, in the 1992 United States presidential election, Democratic Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton defeats Republican President George H.W. Bush and independent Ross Perot to become the 42nd president of the United States. George W. Bush, President George H.W. Bush's youngest son, vowed to get revenge on the people of the United States by becoming president himself, invading a couple countries, and sending the country into financial ruin by his term's end. November 11th, the Church of England votes to allow women to become priests, but only if they agree to look the other way on the whole child fucking thing. December 3rd, a test engineer for SEMA Group uses a personal computer to send the world's first text message via the Vodafone network to the phone of a colleague. He was left on red. And that will do it for the timeline for 1992.
Hell yeah, we got
timeline.
We got Slick Willie as president now.
Yeah, we do. All right. That was crazy because 1992 was the first time in forever that an incumbent president was unseated, and it had to do a lot with Ross Perot and Pat Buchanan, I believe. Because at that point it had been, about 12 years of Republican leadership from 1980 to 1992.
Right.
And so at that point, Republicans are like, we're going to get everybody in on this. So their party basically splintered and took a lot of votes. Also, the economy was in shambles, despite the quote unquote success of the Gulf War. The United States was not in great shape, and people vote with their wallets, and that's what happened in '92. And Bill Clinton went out of his. He didn't he got like 40% of the vote or something like that, and the rest of it was just split up between 3 Republican candidates, or Ross Perot. But yeah, very interesting.
Whatever happened to Ross Perot? I don't. My dad was all about that guy.
He was
back in the day. He's like some crazy rich Texan guy or something, or
yeah, he was like an oil mogul or something like that. He just and he loved graphs. He like basically was so rich he could buy time on TV, like a whole half an hour to himself on a major network. And
okay.
And he talked to like the American public about what they need to do, because he had like that voice. And he's
yes.
Here, we're gonna show you some graphs here, and then he was like showed like this pie graph. And he was like, this is how much debt we're in, and I'm gonna do this.
Okay. So my dad was brainwashed by Ross Perot. All right.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. He probably had a better idea. I mean, it was one of the first times that I recall seeing, I mean, at least in my age, a businessman going out of his way to try and become president, because that's all he was. He wasn't a politician. Ross Perot was a businessman. But all right, we will now move into the entertainment section of the podcast. Entertainment of the 90s.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. We will now move to top 10 movies in terms of gross for the year 1992. Number 10 was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. That movie was about family. They get a babysitter, someone to like watch their kid. Basically, be like a nanny, like a live-in nanny. And then she decides she wants to basically take over the family. So then, yeah, she tries to like, I don't know. It's kind of like a worst possible case scenario, sort of deal.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was top 10 there. And number 9 was the Bodyguard, Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner. I Will Always Love You. That whole movie.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And the number 8 was A League of Their Own. Great movie. Tom Hanks, Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, star-studded cast there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name.
Gina Davis.
That's one. And then there's another one. Her played like her kid sister.
Ann Cusack.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of movies. She was in
Megan Cavanaugh.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, it was a very good movie. A lot of quotable parts in that movie. There's no crying in baseball. Classic. Good stuff.
I've never heard that quote.
You never heard that quote?
I don't think so.
Really? Yeah, that's like the big thing. Because like I can't remember who's crying. I think it's not Gina Davis, it's her kid sister, I believe. And she starts crying and he's like, "What are you Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball." And that like Tom Hanks, doing his his little yell there. Yeah. Pretty good movie. I recommend it. I think they're actually doing like a remake of it. They're remaking it, if I'm not mistaken. So something to, I guess, look out for.
I will put it on my calendar.
Number 7, top movies of 92, Basic Instinct.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yes, it is.
That Verhoeven fellow that you were talking about?
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah.
He's never ending with his awesome movies.
Give it time, because I think by 96 he makes a pretty big clunker.
Which one's that?
Showgirls.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
It may diminish your opinion of the director a smidge. Even he himself admits it's not a good movie, so give him props for that. But yeah, Basic Instinct was crazy popular when it came out. There's that famous scene where Sharon Stone is being interrogated by all those guys, and she like crosses her legs, and the director told her that it wasn't like direct, you couldn't see anything, and so she went along with it.
Of course he said that.
You clearly you can see everything, and she was pissed, rightfully so.
And Wayne Knight is just like sweating profusely.
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. The next one up for let's see, number 6, Wayne's World. Wayne's World, one of the top 6 grossing movie of 1992.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I know your opinion differs, Chris.
Well, yeah, I mean
you saw it later in life.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, speak on Wayne's World, and I'll get to my my view on it. Or if you have anything to say for it, I guess I could say.
No, I like it. I
That's
think
pretty
it's
much
funny.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. I like it. I think it's funny.
And I don't know why I like it or why I think it's funny. It's like
it's probably nostalgia.
It's like Billy Madison or anything like that from back in the 90s. Yeah, it's just nostalgia driven. Like if it came out today, I'm sure I would hate it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know the Bohemian Rhapsody part. That's supposed to be. I mean, that's a fun scene. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. There's little jokes. It's not like it's bad for me. It's just that I had already seen that done in Austin Powers and other Mike Myers movies. But this was like the first one that people got to see his type of comedy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change. That's pretty much it. It's the same stuff. Like, yeah, just from here on out. So, Nick, do you have anything to say on Wayne's World or?
Not really. I just that I watched it when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think I may have watched it around the time I was watching like Austin Powers and stuff like that, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going out of my way to watch. Hey, let's watch Wayne's World. You know?
Right.
It's not happening.
Top 5 movie 1992, Aladdin. Disney's Aladdin came out in 1992.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a staple of my childhood.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got those plastic like case, those VHS, like those old Disney cases. They were.
Yeah.
My parents still have all those. Yeah, those.
They could be worth some money.
Clunky plastic cases. Yeah, I doubt they're worth anything.
They probably aren't, but worth a check. But I think a certain it's like a diamond edition or something. I don't know. Only where a certain few were made, that are actually worth something.
Yeah, and only if some fat man-child loser buys it for that price.
There's
who else would be buying those?
Someone's a huge fan of Aladdin. Yeah, or collectors. Collectors spending that shit. They may not be a fan of the movie or anything about it, but they just want to have the full collection.
Same thing as what I said.
Yeah, right. That's
It's like Pokemon cards or something like that, or Pokemon. It's the same sort of deal. Just got to get them all.
Yeah.
You may not like Charizard, but you got to get them. Or Squirtle. But got to get them all.
Hey, I like Squirtle.
Nothing against Charizard. I'm just all right.
Those are pretty popular, actually. Those are pretty popular Pokemon.
They're because I know very little about Pokemon, so those are my best two. Psyduck or something. I don't know what the other one is.
Psyduck, yeah.
Psyduck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mewtwo, Mew 3. Is there a Mew 3? Probably not.
No. There might be now. There's like 10,000 Pokemon now.
Oh Jesus!
But back in my day, there was 100. Oh shit! How many were there? 120, 121, something like that.
Yeah.
No, we gotta move on. I don't even think Pokemon's even out yet.
No. Number 4, we've got Sister Act. Sister Act, number 4.
Oh god damn it! Let's go back to Pokemon.
No, too late. We're moving on. Sister Act. Never seen it. I'm sure it's funny.
I vaguely remember that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it's okay. I'm sure there's worse movies. I know there are. I will be mentioning them. Number 3 in terms of gross of 1992, top 3 movie, Lethal Weapon 3, the third installment in the Lethal Weapon franchise. Yes.
Wow, they're already the 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I never saw that one.
There's so many. I don't even know which one that is. I know there's one with like Jet Li and Joe Pesci, and I don't know why.
What?
Yeah. It might be Lethal Weapon 4. Best Lethal Weapon, I believe, is from It's Always Sunny. Whenever the hell they did. Those are the best lethal weapons.
Right.
Yeah. Number 2 here. This is a big one. Number 2 in terms of gross, 1992. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Any highlights on that movie, Nick, that you can think of that stick out to you?
When he goes to the toy store and he like buys those toys, like I'm always wondering, like what is that? What is he buying? It looks so bizarre. Kevin McAllister, whatever he's buying, I'm just so weird. And that old man the Duncan or whatever.
Duncan. Yeah.
You're just like, two turtle doves.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that was really bizarre. Oh man, and how they like hide in the bandits. They're sticky bandits, I believe, in the second one.
Yeah,
right?
they've moved on.
So they like hide in the Duncan's toy chest or whatever, and they steal a bunch of stuff or something.
Something
Remember
like
that? Yeah. I remember the trade centers were in the movie as well, so it's interesting watching that movie and seeing the.
That's true.
Kevin
goes up to the top of one of, or maybe it was the Empire State Building. I don't remember. Probably the Empire State Building.
It was the Trade Center. I think it was.
He goes to the top of some building to do like a lookout, like with like a telescope.
Yeah.
Deal.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. It might be the Empire State Building. It might be the World Trade Center. I don't remember which one. Brad, do you have any highlights?
Oh yeah.
Home Alone 2.
Credit card, you got it. The talk boy.
The talk boy.
I had a friend who had a talk boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that shit. The novelty wore off real quick with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
And and then there's that great cameo of our previous president, Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, well, I don't even remember.
He was very kind to Kevin. He told him where to go.
Yeah, he just points. He's like, down this way to the left, and there you go. Great cameo. I watch it every Christmas.
Yeah, it's great.
And the bird lady,
right?
Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, the ending when she throws the seeds on the sticky bandits.
Oh yeah,
and the doves just attack them. They're screaming.
Dude, they're fucking dead.
That's hysterical, man. Hysterical.
And when Marv's getting electrocuted, and he turns into like a skeleton.
He turns into a skeleton.
Yeah. That was a little bit too far. Like they went too far with that. Too cartoonish.
I like there's so many good parts in those movies, or the second one especially. Where they're on the sticky bandits, Marv and Harry on top of the building. They're looking down at Kevin as he's climbed down the rope at the end, and then Marv's like, "Suck brick, kid!" He throws the brick at him. Completely misses him. They light the rope on fire, and
that's horrific.
Yeah.
Throwing a brick at a little kid.
He's like, "Suck brick, kid!"
Yeah.
Jesus.
The talk boy, when he's going to get the what is it? I think he's trying to get in the hotel, right, Brad?
He was ordering room service, I believe. Right?
Yeah, no. Well, originally, what I think we were talking about was, when he was trying to use his dad's credit card or something.
Yeah.
But he was using the talk boy to make it like a lower voice.
Yeah, like an adult voice.
To actually like order a room, like basically request a room. And because I remember he was talking about he wants one of those like cabinets or whatever you can unlock with a key or something like that.
He said something like, "This is Kevin McAllister, the father. I want to get a nice hotel room with an extra large bed and a little one of those like cabinets you have to open with a key. There's your credit card. You got it." And then
yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
That was nice.
It's so. I wanted one of those so bad when I was a kid.
Well, now you can do it all the time, Chris.
Yeah, I know. If only I had something that could do that right now. But anyway, we will now move to the number one film of 1992, and that is Batman Returns. My favorite Batman of the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer.
They had that fucking movie.
Yeah,
man, that's a great movie.
It's got name. Christopher Walken. That's it.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Max Schreck. He plays Max Schreck. And his idiotic son Chip. His fucking son's name is Chip. You want my dad? You got to go through me. And everyone just.
You think this might be Tim Burton's best movie?
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, yeah. I think
there.
so.
Yeah. I'd have to agree.
That is not a children's movie.
No, it's not.
It really isn't.
Well, and that's the reason that he didn't do Batman Forever. because all the toys that were, because you know how they are back in those days, McDonald's and the movie, whatever it is, what's going to come in the Happy Meal? It's this new kids movie, so it's going to come in a Happy Meal. So they had Batman figurines, Penguin figurines,
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And kids go to see the movie, and it's not a kid movie at all. So yeah,
I mean, it is PG. I think it's PG-13, or was that before PG-13?
no, it was PG-13.
Okay.
No, PG-13 was after Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom was
right.
what caused PG-13 to be around. Because prior to that, I mean, Jaws was PG. Jaws.
Yeah, that's true. Beetlejuice was only PG.
Really?
Despite him saying like nice fucking model.
It's a different time back in 92.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, 92. Wow. Well, like, yeah, you think about like Batman Returns, like the Penguin, Danny DeVito.
Right.
He's like just
Terrifying.
this horrific monster.
Yeah.
And like I think like after he bit that guy's nose off, he's just like, I'd like to fill her void. And it's this woman like bending over. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then don't get me started on Catwoman. That unlocked a whole thing for me that I don't want to discuss.
Yeah.
But
something another regions were stricken with rigor mortis.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Not cool for a kid.
Yeah. Just watch that in front of with the whole family, and all of a sudden you got questions.
Yeah, yep, I have a lot of questions. Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah. Just like I said, favorite of the Michael Keaton Batmans, the Tim Burton Batmans.
Oh, yeah.
Just really, I think there was a bunch of different. Robin was going to be in the movie at one point, but they cut it out. There was like a whole side, I was going to say side quest, but there's a whole side plot.
There's a side quest.
There's a side plot to the whole thing. That got cut, and Tim Burton had a whole thing set up for Batman 3, and when they went to do it, they told him they didn't want him anymore. So.
Robin was going to be played by one of the Wayans brothers, right?
It was going to be played by one of the Wayans brothers, yep. That didn't work out.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, for real.
I had no idea.
Yep.
I mean,
Marlon Wayans, I believe.
Yeah. Good thing they didn't put Robin in that movie, because that movie had enough already.
Right.
It had like three villains simultaneously, basically.
No, I agree. I think what was made was the best product they could do, so. Yeah, and that'll do it for the top 10 movies of 92. Oh. All
right.
Now we will move into personal film selections of 1992. My first personal film selection of 92 is Reservoir Dogs. Which I believe is Tarantino's first film, right? That's his first one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Such a good movie. I mean, from start to finish. Really, really good. Foreshadowing throughout, which you don't notice your first time through. You have to watch it again in order to get that. But you have any highlights from that movie that stick out to you, Nick?
Yeah, I just always really like the scene where like he just got shot in the stomach, and he's like driving him in the car, and he's like, you're gonna be okay. So you're
That's
gonna
exactly
be okay.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
And he just like,
you're gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be okay. I'll be okay. Yeah, that scene is great.
Yep.
Isn't that the one where he's oh, go on, Nick. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you do it really well, but it's this news. Stop pointing that gun at my dad. What's that?
Oh yeah. At the end. Yeah. When they're all pointing their guns at each other, and he's just like, "Quit pointing that gun at my dad." Yeah. That's a great scene.
Oh, and then at the very end where the guy's like dying in his arms, and doesn't he admit that he was like a cop the whole time?
Spoiler alert.
He's like, "I'm a cop, Larry."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a cop.
And then he shoots him, right?
No, he goes to shoot him. Does he shoot him?
Yeah. Well,
that's
how it ends, because it seems ambiguous, because it's like it fades to black, and there's gunshots.
Oh, okay.
And you're not sure, because you know that the police are coming. They're like on their way, and they're at the door basically, and they're barging through. And when it fades to black, you hear the gunshots, and you're not sure if they probably both died. They probably. So
maybe not. No,
but I mean, it's even though it's a spoiler. I mean, it's been years. You should.
I'm just joking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I like how Steve Buscemi gets out with the loot.
Yeah. You never know what happens to him, but yeah, I like to assume that he made it, like he got out with him.
Right.
Like,
yeah, me too. Me too.
Mr.
I like
Pink.
Yeah, don't tip.
Yeah, Mr. Pink
doesn't tip.
Yeah, it doesn't tip. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole talking at the beginning. The big mobster guy that sets it all up. That old guy that's like, what he's talking about doesn't tip. He's on.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
He's on Seinfeld as
Who didn't
Elaine
put in
Bennett.
$1?
Who's he on Seinfeld?
As Elaine Bennis's father.
Oh yeah.
He was only there for one episode, and the reason for that being is, during shooting for the episode, he tried to steal a steak knife from the set, like an actual knife, and everyone was terrified of him because he had a really mean demeanor throughout, like just like a grumpy, awful person sort of deal. And Jerry Seinfeld walked up to him and was like, "Excuse me, I think you have something from the set in your jacket there. You wanna give us back the knife?" He's like, "Well, I don't have a knife." And he's like, "Yeah, you do. We saw you take it." And he goes like, "All right, you got me." And he opens up his jacket, pulls out the knife, and fakes stabbing Jerry Seinfeld. And everyone's like, "Take back the knife, get that guy out of here." And he was never back on the show.
After.
Yeah, never back on the show.
He was also he was a voice on The Simpsons for an episode. The episode where Bart steals it's a Christmas episode. Bart steals Bone Storm, and yeah, he's the security guy. I remember listening to the commentary for that episode, and I guess he was like really hard to work with.
Yep.
Right.
Like just reading the dialogue.
What's his name? Someone look that up. We gotta warn people. He might be dead. He's probably dead. But,
I'm sure he's long dead.
Yeah.
He better
I wonder
be.
what his name
Long
is.
dead.
Yeah. While you look that up, we'll get to the second selection for 1992, my own personal selection here. Three Ninjas.
Three Ninjas. Oh, wow.
1992.
Yeah.
You got to look, just when you hear worst movies, this is actually one of the better. It's not good.
See, like, I remember this movie, but I don't, Oh,
okay.
Like I watched it when I was really little, and I have not revisited it since. And I mean, it's probably for a good reason.
Yeah.
It's Three Ninjas.
Yeah. I mean, if you weren't
I remember
enough...
Tum Tum.
Yes.
Yeah, and like jelly beans. That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this movie got bad ratings.
Oh yeah.
And there were the two. What was it? Like the two stoner surfer.
Three of
robber guys. There were three of them.
Yep.
And the three ninjas put like laxatives into their like coats
or
whatever.
That's right.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
I kind of remember that. I remember really liking the three ninjas like outfits, like their masks and their like I wanted those cool masks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I should revisit that movie.
Should go for it.
It's got that nostalgia.
Yeah. Especially if you have the nostalgia, you're probably gonna like it more. There's the light up the eyes, boys, light up the eyes. He's got this dummy where they have to hit him in like pressure points on the body, and the eyes light up. And the kids are all Grandpa. And they're all practicing with him and stuff like that. And he's the father of their mother, and their dad's an FBI agent, and he's their dad's let's see, he's like going against Steiner is the guy's name. He's the main bad guy of the film, who was taught by their grandpa, but he betrayed grandpa a long time ago. It's one of those things. And the three ninjas, their grandpa gets captured, and they have to go save their grandpa from Snyder by using the things that their grandpa had taught them. And they have to escape the three stoner guys that are gonna try and kidnap them. They use laxatives in their coke. They hide throughout the house. They do a bunch of like Kevin McAllister type sort of deal.
Sure.
The one scene that really sticks out to me, I remember when I was a kid, I love, but watching again, it's just bad, is the basketball scene where one of the bullies in the school takes like this girl that's like I think Rocky like really likes, takes like her sister's bike. I don't know why he wants it, just to be a dick. And they decide to shoot a basketball game over the bike, and they're doing all these like behind the back stuff. Jeez. Doing dunks, and because they're ninjas,
Oh God.
So yeah,
nice.
it's a movie to watch. I mean, it's a
lovely.
Your mom will love it. That's pretty much the gist. Another selection of mine, again, 92. one of the things about 92, or at least in the 90s, the top 10 movies are probably some of the best movies of the year. Actually good.
Right.
This is just me kind of nitpicking. There's another one or two that's, I'd say it's pretty good, but the Muppet Christmas Carol I chose.
Oh, yes.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, Michael Caine.
Yeah.
With Michael Caine.
Most prolific role, easily. Talking with puppets or Muppets. Yeah, just it's just classic. I remember watching that in school, like Christmas time, like right before Christmas vacation. We'd have like a whole day to watch movies, and the Muppet Christmas Carol was, was one of the better ones we'd watch. Better than Prancer. Go on.
Prancer.
Oh yeah.
Remember at the beginning of Muppet Christmas Carol, it's like the marketplace.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a song going, and like the vegetables are like singing.
Yeah.
So do they eat those sentient vegetables?
That's the extended edition. You see all that. They're just screaming on their way down.
Also think about like Miss Piggy. Like, do they eat pigs in this world? Because are they all like her and they're sentient as well? Or man, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to get it.
I
There's
wouldn't.
too much in that Muppet lore, man. I can't go too deep in that. Yeah.
We get All
oh,
right.
and before we move on, that ill-tempered man from Reservoir Dogs and The Simpsons and Seinfeld, his name was Lawrence Tierney.
Lawrence Tierney, that's right. Okay. Yep.
And he died in 2002. So yes, he is long gone.
Oh wow.
Bit off on that, about 20 years. Gotcha. All right. So we'll move on here. Another personal film selection in 1992. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. Fern Gully. You remember this movie?
Yeah.
I watched it a lot.
Is it Christian Slater?
Breaks.
Christian Slater, yeah.
Is it
I know
Christian
Tim
Slater?
Curry played
Tim Curry,
Tim Curry played like the slime
Nexus.
or the oil thing. What was his name? Nexus?
Nexus. Or Hexus or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Hexus.
Like towards the end of the movie where he got into the machine, when he came out of the machine as like this like oil skull cloud
God, that scared
thing.
the shit out of me.
Yes, I was terrified.
Yes.
I think it still chills me to the bone to this day.
That song is pretty good though that he sings, that villain song. Where it's like I can't remember. Yeah. He's like toxic love.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Toxic Love.
Yeah. Some like deep sultry singing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's
Robin Williams is
Robin Williams, yeah.
He's Batsy or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he raps. He's a rapping bat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
His song is like a rap, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure just like in the Genie. He did Aladdin and Fern Gully in the same year. I don't think I knew that. But yeah. Or at least they came out the same year.
Elton John had a song in that.
Elton John had a song in Fern Gully?
Pretty sure.
Interesting. I wonder he probably did because he had an album that came out.
Me.
Or a few songs at least. I think one of them was called The One. We'll move on now to personal film selections of 1992. Another one. A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise. Excellent movie. Demi Moore.
Oh yeah,
that
court, the crime
you can't
drama.
handle the
really
truth.
good.
That whole thing. I want the truth.
Fantastic.
All that stuff. There's a scene
I never
where
saw it.
Tom Cruise. I recommend that. Few Good Men. There's a scene, although it does have that camera panning that you don't like, Brad. That where it's like soap opera. That whole like where it's filmed. It's got this weird motion. You'll see it when you watch it.
That's weird. I wonder why that movie has that.
Yeah, I don't know. At least it was when I watched it on TV. It could be that it was maybe for TV, but I don't think that matters. I don't know. Anyway, there's a scene where Tom Cruise is talking to, I can't remember his name. It's Kevin something, and Demi Moore, the two people that are as paralegals, people that are working with him, because Tom Cruise is a lawyer, like a Navy lawyer, in that film. Anyway, he does like a Jack Nicholson impression in the middle of him talking, and they don't know that that's happening. That's just Tom Cruise ad-libbing, and they crack in that scene. You can see it. They both laugh, but they're not supposed to. But just it's a really good movie. Kevin Bacon's in it too. Probably one of the most quoted movies of the 90s, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I believe it's directed by Rob Reiner, the guy who did Spinal Tap, When Harry Met Sally, and other things.
North.
And North. Right.
Oh God, what he did North?
Yeah, I know.
He did a lot of movies.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I know.
He did The Princess Bride, which is also a good movie.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. Everyone has a
How
stinker.
is that
Everyone has a
possible?
stinker.
Wow, that's a real stinker, man.
He made the most of it. That's for sure.
Right? I guess
Nothing
so.
stinks higher than that.
Right.
We move on here to another personal favorite of mine. I love this movie and kind of what it did for the game. I liked and then didn't like at the same time. The Mighty Ducks, 1992. The Mighty Ducks was released.
Mighty Ducks.
Now
Yeah.
it brought eyes to the NHL. It made people like hockey, which I like. But people like it based off that movie don't understand that movie's not exactly accurate when it comes to actual stuff that happens on the ice.
Right.
It's almost, they're all penalties. There's offsides left and right.
What are you talking about? Was it the Flying V, right?
The Flying V is offsides.
That works, right?
It's offsides in the movie. There's nothing there. Flying V. Yeah, by the third movie, they got wise, and they, there's a really funny video because I think it might have been Vice or it might have been Vanity Fair. Somebody did something where they like talk to people and who are experts in this field and review movies and ask them to talk about their credibility, how realistic are they being, and they got Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs to talk about hockey movies. How realistic are these hockey movies? He goes through Miracle, he goes through all these movies, and he gets to Mighty Ducks, and he just starts laughing because he's like, this is a movie you love when you're a kid, but you watch this and it's just that's not going to work. Obviously the defenseman's just going to come knock all those players over, just take the puck and go down and score. It's not going to work. That's offsides. That's interference. That's spearing. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. But for what it is, it's a really funny movie. It's a very good movie, very good kids movie, and adults too. But that's probably just nostalgia for me. The Mighty Ducks, the original with Emilio. I recommend it. And my last recommendation, you can see there's like this is obviously when I was a kid because my last recommendation is Beethoven.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Beethoven with Charles Grodin, who's a hilarious person. If you've ever interested, watch Charles Grodin's like interviews on David Letterman. They're hilarious. They're deadpan as hell. He's really funny. But Beethoven was the Saint Bernard dog that they adopt, and he just wrecks this. It's just another kid family. It's probably not that good of a movie. I wouldn't doubt if it wasn't very good at all, but nostalgia.
All right.
Beethoven.
Sure.
Not that. Okay. It's the better of all of them. It's the best you're going to get at Beethoven because Beethoven 2 is not very good, and Beethoven it's just worse from here on out.
I usually mix them up with like Air Bud, or like a Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound.
Oh yeah. Or Milo and Otis.
Right. I think Homeward Bound came out next year.
Or like Fluke.
Fluke. Yeah. Yeah. There was a movie.
I have some personal picks for '92. I'd say.
Hopefully they're not in my worst movies. Hopefully they're not there. But go on. I imagine they're probably not.
No way they're not.
Okay, go ahead.
The Danny DeVito film Hoffa.
Oh yeah, Hoffa. Yep. That's a good one.
That's such a good movie. Glengarry, Glen Ross.
Oh yeah.
You have to mention Glengarry, Glen Ross. I'm surprised you didn't, honestly. God damn it. It's so hard to say, but honestly, I'd have to say that's probably my favorite Al Pacino role of all time. That whole cast was just stellar. And I love that movie. I can watch it a million times, never get sick of it.
I think I know what happened. I'll tell you what happened after the pod. I think I know because I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe, fuck it, I'll just say now. I'm pretty sure when I was doing all this and I was filling it all out, personal film selections is where I stopped to take a break and come back. And I had all my worst movies. They had them all deleted, so I assumed that's where I was at in the.
I gotcha.
I'm assuming because I saw Glengarry, Glen Ross, and I wanted to put it down. And Hoffa, you're both those movies. But yeah, I'm glad you brought them up. I'm gonna add them now. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Definitely.
You got any more, Nick, or is that it?
That's pretty much about it.
Because like I'm just looking now, 92 movies. Candyman.
Yep.
Great movie.
Yeah. I just.
I don't know how great that is.
What? No,
Candyman. What did you like most about Candyman?
It might. I'd think that Candyman would probably be in the worst movies. So, at this point,
huh? Seriously?
What did you like about Candyman, Brett? I've only seen it once. It's the best of all of them.
I don't know. It's a really good. I mean, Tony Todd plays Candyman, and he's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
He just has that awesomely deep menacing voice. He's got that hook. his hands cut off and he has a hook stuck in there, and then all the bees, and I don't know. I think it's just a really well done horror movie. I forget who did the music. The music is Philip Glass did the music, which the music is like kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really good horror movie.
I had only seen it once, so I couldn't really put it down for personal film selections. I'm glad you mentioned it. Candyman, they just remade it. It was a big thing when it came out back in the '92. So much, obviously, they made like 900 sequels. And unfortunately, my introduction to Candyman was like Candyman 3 or something. I just remember him being like,
you don't want to do that.
Caroline. He just kept saying Caroline in this deep voice.
Yeah.
Caroline. I would, switch it up here, but yeah. Very good.
Let's see. Last of the Mohicans. That's a great movie.
That's on there?
Yeah.
Forgot that. Last of the Mohicans. Absolutely need to watch that movie. That is Daniel Day-Lewis, one of his finest works.
And there weren't any Mohicans in there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
they didn't use any real Mohicans in that movie.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't get away with that nowadays. We would be shut down.
Because the opposing tribe were they Apache? I can't remember.
Apache Indians? Boom shakalaka. All right. Well, we will move now to worst movies for 1992. And right off the bat, we're going to go with Munchie. 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 Never seen it. Don't need to see it. Looked at the cover, judging it. Straight away.
That is terrifying.
Yep. Munchie. Terrible. Just going to say
What the fuck?
Yeah, what is that? What is
Munchie.
that thing?
Terrible.
It is Munchie. Okay.
Next movie for worst movies of 1992.
It's
a bit. Yeah. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Worst movies of 1992. One of them. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot with Sylvester Stallone and the old lady from the Golden Girls. The funny one. The funniest one, I should say. Yeah. I've saw that movie.
Estelle Getty, right?
Estelle Getty. Yeah, and I watched. Yeah, she's just. He's like, "Oh, come on, Mom." And she's like, "No," she pulls out a gun. He's like, "Mom, you're gonna get in trouble." I know what I'm doing. It's just this sort of stuff, and just the whole thing. The whole movie is that.
God damn it.
He's a police officer, but he can't control his 90-year-old mom, who's just a tough as nails, smart aleck. Gonna get all around good person. Yeah. At the end, it's just really. Just a terrible movie. I think it won a bunch of awards. They were all Razzies, but they won them. I think it was voted as worst movie of the year, 1992. Which I disagree with because I think there's one that's worse.
Ooh,
all right,
I do.
Well.
I didn't even know. I'll move on now for the next worst movie because I didn't even know they had made this many. But I'm putting it on here. Meatballs 4.
What?
Meatballs 4?
4? What?
Yeah, where's Meatballs 1?
Oh my gosh, it's just called Meatballs.
Yeah, it's just Meatballs.
Yeah.
Meatballs. 19 Meatballs.
God, this
3,
looks
Meatballs
awful.
2.
Awful.
Meatballs 4.
It's like a summer camp boob comedy, isn't it?
Yep. It's well past
Pretty
the
much.
80s with Porky's and all that stuff. It's beyond all that. This is 92. We've moved on. And they haven't got the memo.
Well, the first Meatballs is Bill Murray's first film appearance in a starring role.
Oh, right.
So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
That's its
4.
legacy.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But yeah, Meatballs 4, though. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We'll move on here to the next worst movie. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. The sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where he blows up his newborn, or not new, he's like a 2-year-old toddler, and he runs havoc on Las Vegas.
Yep.
And it's not good. It's not worth watching.
It's terrible.
Just watch the first one. Ignore this movie.
Yeah, this is the third one, isn't it?
That's the second one.
Oh, is it only the second
The
one?
second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third one is Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Right.
And I don't think you need to tell her by that point.
Yep. Okay.
Like what's going on here? Clearly, we shrunk ourselves. And I remember Honey,
I think he would learn after the first incident. Quit messing with these machines that either make you grow exponentially large or shrink you. Just stop messing with it.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Wayne
or be
Szalinski.
really safe. Don't bring it with you on a trip to Las Vegas or whatever they were doing there.
I think he was showing it at like a conference.
Right. That's right.
No, he brought his kid to the lab initially, and the kid got shot by the ray, but it doesn't do anything right off the bat.
Oh.
I think if the kid's like exposed to like any sort of like electrical current, then he grows.
Oh.
So weird.
Something like that. It's
All right.
yeah.
I just remember in the first one, like the one that made them really small, it was like instant, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes,
Zapped them and just made them, yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh god. Yeah. We'll move on here. Worst movies. Critters 4.
Oh yes, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Critters
yeah.
4. I don't know. But I know the first Critters is fun. Is a fun campy movie. The second one's not very good. The third one's horrible. The third one stars Leonardo DiCaprio. And this one,
that's weird.
I'm pretty sure it brings back like the first movie, the kids in the first movie or something like that. But yeah, Critters 4, another worst movie of 1992.
Mm-hmm.
Another one we got here, Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, but not the final movie.
It's too bad.
Too bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
Children of the Corn 2.
There's at least 5 of them.
The first one I remember watching at a friend's house, and we kept rewinding, like the very beginning where he like runs over somebody in the middle of the road, and you can clearly tell it's a dummy. And it's just so poorly done.
Hey, they were trying their best. Okay,
it's hysterical. Oh, I know, but it's not scary at all.
Oh, yeah,
it's just hilarious. You Outlander or whatever he says. I can't remember, but yeah. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. Not good. Not good. Going with that. Got 2 more left here. This one might be controversial, but we'll see. Encino Man for worst movies of 1992. The fact that I have
absolutely a terrible movie.
Beethoven or something like that up there, not Encino Man. The basically, yeah, but Encino Man, Pauly Shore, Sean Astin.
Right,
and
you couldn't pick a worse cast.
Brendan Fraser. Right,
I
Brendan
love
Fraser?
Sean Astin,
yeah.
But Brendan Fraser and Pauly Shore. I mean, what you make me want to puke. This fucking horrific.
It's not a good movie. Yeah,
No.
There's no debate with that.
Like the weasel, all those little noises he'd make, stuff like that. Yeah.
And something about wheezing the juice. Isn't that in there somewhere?
He's got like these weird like sayings from like that are like they sound like they're from California, but I don't even know if people from California talk like that.
Probably not.
Yo, let me that cheddar. Ha ha. Yo, man, give me some. Yo, weasel. And who the fuck is this guy? Hey, get him out of my house.
Yeah, right. Why is he talking? Why is he talking weird?
Yeah, I just want to say, oh god. Anyway, so
yeah, I don't know.
Pauly Shore. This was like the start of his like couple years of just being on top.
His reign of terror.
His reign of terror.
His reign of terror.
It's just the beginning of Pauly Shore's reign on terror. We'll start with Encino Man. Wonder when Son-in-Law. It might be next year. I don't know.
Son-in-Law was next year, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we'll get to that.
Jesus.
Just gonna spoiler alert, people. That will be in worst movies for 1993. So just, pencil that in. All right, and now we will go to worst movie of 1992. And that movie is The Buttercream Gang. The Buttercream Gang.
Oh man.
What?
Oh,
we had this movie growing up.
This fucking movie
it's like a Christian movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Or
yeah.
The I don't know if it's propaganda, the brainwashing,
it's
indoctrination.
Mormon.
It's Mormon?
Yeah, Mormon.
Yeah, feature films for families. Yeah, I remember the FFF logo.
Yeah. For fuck's sake. That's what I would say. Yeah, it's just Buttercream Gang. The plot of that movie is there's a group of kids in the neighborhood that they're a bunch of do-gooders. They're always going around helping the elderly and helping their other children and painting houses and just being good kids. And the leader of this group of kids, he's got to go help his aunt in Chicago. She needs all the help she can get, so he goes and he moves to Chicago to help his aunt, or whatever. It might not even say the city, but I think it's just at least a city. And you see him when he goes to the city that his his aunt is okay with it, welcoming him in open arms when he gets there, and then about like 6 months in, maybe not even that, maybe it's like 3 months, I don't even know. Not that long, he's joined a gang, he's robbing stores, he's getting into trouble, he's running from the police, he's doing all these things, and then he goes back to the Buttercream gang. He goes back to visit because his aunt doesn't want him there anymore, and he's no longer the guy that they knew. He's dressed in like baggy clothes and like a bandana. He looks the exact same, except he's dressed, more, I don't know how you call it, criminally, like thuggish, I guess they want to.
Oh yeah,
like a stereotypically criminal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
And he's talking like, I think he's even got sunglasses on. He's like this.
Of course,
he's talking like he's like, from the inner city, and they're like, I think his name was Scott. He's like, or no, Scott was like the main kid, the good kid, and the other kid is the one that, anyway. But they're like, can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so basically, there's a conflict between the two. Eventually, at one point, it gets to this scene where he's in the grocery store, and he's trying to rob it, and he goes to rob it, and the grocery store clerk knows him. He's like, "No, just take it." He's like, "Well, you don't want to give it to me. I don't want to take it from you." No, go ahead.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. Have my goods. You need them more than I do. No, I don't, man. I want you to stop me, man. And then this friend Scott, he's like, Pete. That's what he's like. Pete, what are you doing, Pete? Pete, I'm here for you, Pete. No, I don't want anybody to be here for me. And it's just this back and forth, screaming, crying, and it's just terrible. It's so cheesy. It's so cheesy. And then he's like, I really need help. Pete's not listening, Dad. And he's like, his dad pulls out a Bible. He's like, well, son, what I'm going to tell you what the good Lord has to say about this whole stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then it plays this cheesy, like, montage of, like, Scott trying to help out and Pete getting it, like, being a dick, And so, like, at one point they beat the shit out of Scott. They take his bike, and he just lets him take it. And he's just, no, you shouldn't want me to let you take it. And it's just like this. Yeah, we had to hear it over and over again. And I watched that movie a bunch when I was a kid.
I did too, but I don't remember a thing about it.
I think
I thought.
Oh, go on, Nick.
Honestly, I thought that I thought you were going to say that when he went to Chicago and he joined a new gang, that the Buttercream gang would catch wind of that and send an assassin to Chicago, take him out.
Maybe that's like the Buttercream Gang 2, The Reckoning. Or something like that.
There is a sequel, but it's not called The Reckoning.
Oh, okay.
It should have
family-friendly movie.
Buttercream revival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just oh god, it's such a not a good movie, but
it sounds very bad.
So absolutely watch. I believe it was the first. We have this little thing we used to do where we'd watch terrible movies together, and I believe it was one of the first movies I picked because I just had to have everyone watch the Buttercream Gang. All right, and that'll do it for worst movies of 1992. Now we'll move to top albums in terms of gross of 1992. Number 10, we've got Ice Cube, The Predator. Number 9, we've got Michael Jackson, Dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Getting
number
somewhere.
8, we've got Criss Cross, Totally Crossed Out.
not Criss Cross.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Next, we've got some band called Nirvana with an album, Nevermind.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
Yeah, never mind that.
Yeah. Whoa, ho, ho. Oh, calm down. All right.
Oh, hey. Now.
Oh, God, they're attacking me.
Oh.
We got 2 soundtracks back to back. Any guesses as to the soundtracks that made the top 10?
Soundtracks.
Aladdin.
Okay, we got Aladdin.
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
the score.
The score. We got 2. Was it?
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully. Okay. That seems...
the Buttercream Gang.
Buttercream Gang.
Ice Cube, The Predator.
Ice Cube, The Predator is the album soundtrack, also an album on its own. Gotcha. All right. We will go to the actual, because you were wrong on all of them. Wayne's World soundtrack and
lovely.
The Bodyguard soundtrack because of that one fucking song.
Soundtrack. Which song? Oh, that song, yes.
Yeah, that song. I could have just said "I will always love you." I didn't have to actually belt it out there. There we go.
You were close there. That was pretty.
Yeah,
not bad.
And it all fell apart. Def Leppard, Adrenalize. That's another album there.
No, they're gonna need it.
Not Def Leppard.
They're gonna need it.
This was the year of Brooks.
Oh
Garth Brooks with the
Fuck yeah.
number 3 and number 1.
Wow,
top
really?
grossing album.
God
Garth
damn,
Brooks,
dude.
The Chase.
Uh-huh.
And number 2 was Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gay Ball.
Oh.
And number 1 was Garth Brooks, Rope in the Wind. Garth Brooks had like a string of like 15 number 1 hits. It seemed like between 91 and 92. Every song he released was just like number 1.
Chase had We Shall Be Free on it.
Yeah.
That Summer.
Yep. That Summer. Okay, so That Summer, that song, That Summer. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I'd have to dip into Garth Brooks to remember all these songs because I'm sure they're all in my head somewhere.
Yeah. Don't dip too long. So the song That Summer, I've listened to that song. I've even played it. I'm letting everyone know now. That song is about statutory rape. And not only that, it's about an elderly lady like statutorily raping a teenage boy. Over a couple nice little chords there.
Garth Brooks is gonna sue your ass on this, man.
Oh yeah. Well, prove me wrong, Garth Brooks.
Yeah, or he's gonna send Chris Gaines after you.
I already have his album.
Yeah.
I already have his album. Yeah. Yeah. I went to work with her that summer. Teenage Kids So Far From Home. Yeah. The Hands of Leather Turned to Velvet in a Touch. Get the hell out of here, Garth Brooks. I know what you're talking about. The song's fucked up. But I did play it.
Oh yeah.
I did play it.
Yeah, we did.
Play it. Not bad. So, those are the top 10 albums in terms of gross of 1992. Now we'll get to my own personal picks in terms of albums. First pick, I'm just going to choose Nirvana Incesticide, B-sides to and songs that didn't make Nevermind. Aneurysm's on there. It's one of my favorite Nirvana songs of all time.
Great song.
Yeah. Some remixes of like Downer from Bleach and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a nice little nice album to add to the collection there. Another album, we've got Rage Against the Machine's debut album.
Man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing album.
Start to finish. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's your debut album? God damn.
I know, right?
God damn.
It's incredible.
So yeah, it's I can't even think like there isn't necessarily a favorite off that album because I like all of them, and I'm not joking. I like every song on that album.
Me too.
So,
Me too. I've listened to it countless times. I literally cannot tell you how many times I've listened to that from front to back.
Yeah.
So
it is just phenomenal.
I stepped away for a second. What album were we talking about?
Rage Against the Machine's debut.
Oh yes, great, yeah. Fantastic.
The one of my favorite parts that I learned later on, because I didn't even think about it, but it was pointed out to me during Know Your Enemy, when there's the singing part. That's Maynard James Keenan from Tool. That's not Zach De La Rocha. I didn't know that, and the reason for that being is, I believe it was Tom Morello and Adam Jones from Tool were high school friends. I believe.
Right.
Tom Morello's mom used to babysit Adam Jones and their kids.
Really?
So they've known each other for a long time. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yep, that's why Maynard's on the album, or one of the reasons. I'd say.
Yeah, that's such a great yell.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
so good.
Another album, personal pick, 92, huge album. Dr. Dre, The Chronic. I mean, you just can't.
What?
That album was like top notch. Like that's probably the hip hop album of the 90s, easily. I don't think there's even a question. That pretty much laid the foundation for everybody that's come after him. That's why Dr. Dre can make one album then, and come back in like 2000, make another one, and it's just as like, how does he do it twice? And yeah, infinitely influential. Every single hip hop artist that you know today is influenced by Dr. Dre's The Chronic, by Dr. Dre in general, but especially this album. There isn't. Yeah, it's just it took grunge and put it on the back burner.
Are you saying this album is possibly considered one of the greatest
hip hop albums
or rap albums of all time?
All time.
Really?
Easily. Oh yeah, easily.
I have to listen to this then.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard it. Yeah. Like even.
It's very possible I have heard some of these songs.
You definitely have.
Yeah. It's a staple. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. We'll move on now. Alice in Chains, Dirt album. Alice in Chains, I think is the second album came out.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Dirt. Oh God, Dirt is
great album, man.
Yeah.
That's their best one, I'd say.
Do you have any favorite songs on that, Brad, or is it all good? Is it just kind of like every album?
All of it.
Yeah.
Rain When I Die is fantastic. The title track Dirt is fantastic. Them Bones.
Oh yeah.
I love that time
yeah.
signature. That dun dun
yeah.
I
mean, Wood is an awesome song.
Oh yeah.
Down on the Hole, Angry Chair, Rooster.
I mean, honestly, the whole thing.
Yep.
The whole damn
the whole album
is amazing.
It's their Nevermind. I guess you could say. If you even want to, or it's their Rage Against the Machine debut album, or it's the Chronic. It's amazing how many albums in '92 front to back are great. That's another thing that I've noticed. R.E.M. Automatic for the People came out in '92.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Another one, probably their best album. Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power, came out in '92.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah. A very this isn't a full album. This is just an EP. But I of course feel like it's worth mentioning. Tool, Opiate, came out in '92.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I mean, the song Opiate's fantastic. Even the ending where they just switch up into this random song about a friend who did acid and all that stuff. God, yeah. Maynard starts singing to Satan. They did Opiate Squared, which is basically re-recorded the album, and there's like a whole video that's coming along to it. It's longer.
Just the song, I believe.
No, there's a video that went along with it as well, but it's not fully out yet.
They didn't re-record the whole album, just the song.
Yeah, just a song. Yeah. So, that's again, worth mentioning. I'm sure we'll hear more from Tool later. Another personal pick, Blind Melon. Blind Melon's album. It's got No Rain on it, and the song Change, which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
And my last personal pick for '92, Weird Al Yankovic, Off the Deep End, which Smells Like Nirvana on it. This was his comeback album because he had gone stale, so to speak, by the end of the '80s. He was looking for his new, breath of fresh air, and grunge comes along, and Smells Like Teen Spirit, and he called up Kurt Cobain when they were doing SNL, and asked if he could record their song. And Kurt had one question: is it going to be about food? That's what he all asked. Weird Al said, no, it's about your song, about how people can't understand a word you're saying. So, yeah, those are my top 10 personal picks of '92 in terms of albums. Worst albums of '92. Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gave All. My mom had that cassette, and grandparents would come over and visit on the weekend.
I don't know why cassette was funny to me. That cassette.
Well, I just
Some gave all.
Some gave all. I just remember she had the cassette, and she'd play it on Sundays when my grandparents were watching like Star Search in the living room, and she was like cleaning up in the kitchen or doing something, and she would listen to Billy Ray Cyrus, and and I would hear the whole album. Another worst album of '92. I picked this one because I was hoping you'd be able to speak on it, Nick. We've got the Insane Clown Posse, Carnival of Carnage.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that album. If you know anything or not, we'll just move on. It's insane. It's ICP, so I'll put it on there for worst albums. If Nick doesn't have anything to say, we'll just move on. It's not a thing.
That's their first album. Wow.
Yep.
I don't really.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that there's one song maybe I remember, like Your Rebel Flag, I think was on that album. And so this was like, they were really, obviously incredibly angsty,
Oh, nice.
Very angry,
Yeah.
But that was very like anti-racism and all that stuff. And Your Rebel Flag was a song that was like that.
Oh yeah.
It was like, literally fuck your rebel flag and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's interesting because they started out that way, and then as they progressed into their career, ACP at least, they became a lot more like, I don't know, hating everyone and not just a particular, group that deserves the hate,
Yeah.
And then they're hating everyone and then claiming that and then saying, well, why does everyone hate me?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So
Move on now to last worst album, and I had a hard time picking like the worst albums, really, because there's a lot of these albums that are essentially like they're bad, but they have like the one hit wonder, and that's it. So there's a whole album, but there's only they're all equally bad, so it's hard to really just to choose one over the other. But I settled on Jennifer Love Hewitt's Love Songs album because she was fucking 12 years old at the time and singing these love songs.
What?
12 years old. Don't know why it's even necessary. Just wait till you're like 16, 17, start singing love songs. You think I wouldn't be okay with this if it was a young 12-year-old boy singing love songs. It's just weird. It's just weird to have children singing love songs. That's my point here. It's weird to have children. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit weird. We'll move now to top
the debut album. That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I don't think she made another one after that. Maybe she did when she was like a young 20s, but I don't. After this point, she got like on Melrose Place or something. I don't know. But we'll move on now to top songs of 1992. Top song, one of them of 1992, "Boys to Men," "End of the Road."
Excellent.
I know that one.
It's yeah. I mean, once you heard the chorus, you'd know it.
Probably.
You know it, Nick.
Yeah.
Right.
It's they were everywhere. I mean, this Pauly Shore's "Reign of Terror" and the Boys to Men's "Reign of Terror" was like intertwined. Something.
Oh,
I don't know if they're working in cahoots, but
it's too bad.
Yeah. Another top song of 92. We got Sir Mix-a-Lot's "Baby Got Back."
Oh God.
Classic.
Yeah, it is a
classic. Everyone knows this song.
I hate that song so much.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's been I mean, it's like the one song, one of the few songs that like everybody knows, like word for word. Like even like the elderly know "Baby Got Back." It's just one of those things. Yeah, I don't know. It was everywhere. Yeah. Another top song of 92, Crisscross "Jump." A number of these songs could also be included in worst songs, so there isn't really. But these were, at least in 92, people listened to it. But Crisscross "Jump," I remember being in elementary school hearing that.
Yeah, jump,
and
jump. Crisscross is gonna.
Yeah. Daddy Mac will make you. Yeah, the names of the rappers were Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac. Those were the names.
That's weird.
Mac Daddy.
Did they plan that? Did they plan that, or they like meet each other?
On their birth certificate. They're twins.
So
yeah, on to the next song. We got Eric Clapton, "Tears in Heaven." I wrote that.
Oh yeah, awesome.
After I believe I don't know how old his son was.
Yeah, fell out of a, what was it, 40-something story building or something?
Yeah, it
was really tall.
Really tall, but how old was his son? I don't remember.
Like 2 or 3 or something?
It was young.
And yeah, he was really young.
Well, yeah, was it Clapton too busy doing cocaine or something? Or...
I imagine.
He wasn't there, and I think that
he wasn't there? Oh, okay.
It was like the babysitter or the nanny or something watching the kid, and they just left the window open. I don't know. And then, I I remember hearing this song and thinking it was really good, then looking into the story and then thinking like, and then also seeing him do like an interview of why he did the song and talking about that incident. And I was just thinking, it is sad, but it's kind of funny how like, did he really even know his son that well?
Oh God! He's only known him for like 2-3 years. How close could he really be?
4.
No, I mean, actually. He's never even he never even really saw his son that much.
Oh, I see.
He barely even took care of him. He probably never even dressed him,
right?
Or bathed him. Give me a break, man. I think the nanny had more of a reason to write a song about.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me being an asshole. I don't know.
No, I get.
Tears in Heaven. Go fuck yourself.
I wouldn't. I would be it'd be funny, not funny, but it'd be interesting if the nanny was busy watching TV, but she was watching like a movie like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, like the one about the nanny that gets fucks up the whole family. She's watching that. Yeah, Tears in Heaven. I believe he did like an acoustic, like CD or album. I mean, it might have been, excuse me, MTV Unplugged or something like that. And I believe it won like a Grammy, like Song of the Year. But yeah, tragic backstory. We'll move on here to the next song. Brooks and Dunn's Boot Scootin' Boogie came out.
Fuck yes.
1992.
Nice.
This
I don't know why. I don't know why some country music like works for me, but yeah, this is one of them. I don't know why.
90s had the prime country is really where it's at. It really is.
Here's one of my things that I noticed, because Nick and we covered a bunch of these songs, well, the country songs at least,
right,
for a set once, and there's a number of the songs that we did that, they're under the banner of country music, but they're blues songs. Like Boot Scootin' Boogie is an E shuffle, E blues shuffle, E A and B. That's the whole song. That bass line, it's all blues. That's all it is. It's just got some steel guitars and it's got some twang in it with his voice.
Right. I think that a lot of like the prime country was a lot of that, right? So that's why we liked it so much. And a lot of the modern country really isn't great because it's a lot of pop rock. It's very poppy. It's very cheesy, regurgitated rock. That it's
Boot Scootin' Boogie. We'll move on here. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge came out in 1992 off their album Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. Mr. Big, To Be With You came out in 1992.
I fucking hate that song.
I don't know if I know that one.
That's all I need to say about that.
Only what he's done to you. And then it's like I'm the one who wants to be with you, be with you.
Oh, that song.
I fucking hate it.
Well, hey, at least it doesn't play every day at work.
Yeah.
It plays every day at work where I work.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff. It's like the early 90s and the early 2000s music plays at work.
Oh god.
Well, I'm never going into that Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably best you just use the drive-through.
Yeah.
Or I hear it through the drive-through.
But yeah, it's so loud. It's just blasting. It's at full volume.
No, I really hate that song. There's man, yeah.
Or we got another one. It's not a worst songs because it's just timelessly funny and it's not good. I know that, but it's also not the worst. Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy.
No fucking no.
That's a cool.
You know what I'm talking about? It's not like
it's a fun song.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It just, but at the same time, it's not good.
Right.
I'm too sexy. Just something about I can't remember. Shake his little tush on the catwalk. I remember.
Yes, on the catwalk. Yeah, shake my little
tush on the catwalk. I'm a male model. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. Garth Brooks, The River. Well, a dream is like a river, never changing as opposed. That song. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
I'm probably
garbage. Like, to the river runs dry or something like that.
Yeah, sail my vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, terrible. Fuck you, Garth Brooks. Come at me. Come at me.
He's still sailing that vessel, man. That river hasn't run dry yet.
Well, when did Thunder Rolls come out? Or whatever that song's called.
It might have been 91. I think it was the last album.
Oh, okay.
There's just so many Garth Brooks songs. I could name 15 of them, and it would be all 92, all Garth Brooks. I mean,
I see.
There's Unanswered Prayers, Rodeo. There's, oh God, I can't think of the fucking Nights in Cheyenne, which sounds really cheesy because it is. Yeah, these songs, they're all over. But I chose a few. So yeah, The River, Garth Brooks, among pretty much every other song. Pop songs of the 90s. Or 92, I should say. Another one, Michael Jackson's Black and White. No.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a classic. Off his album Dangerous. The album that Nirvana's Nevermind bumped from the #1 spot. Yeah. Moving on now. Guns N' Roses, November Rain. Hilarious.
Oh God.
Fucking music video for this song is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's like overly produced or there's just like a bunch of people in a choir singing in the background. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine people at Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Also, it's the kind of song it like when you think it's over, but then there's like a whole other section at the end, like the dun 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 dun, and then that sweet fucking guitar solo at the end. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's that. The thing is, well, I think it was even Slash who said, you know, there were some half stupor, but he was talking about how the you know, Guns N' Roses, man, we're not playing like this like ballad in the beginning. It's just not our style. It's not who we are. You know, like 3 years ago we were doing coke off the back of a urinal and drinking 2 bottles of Jack, and now we're singing a ballad with, you know, Axl's in some sort of tuxedo and he's got somebody's in a wedding dress, and
yeah.
it's this whole weird thing. Yeah, it's not what he signed up for. And I believe the band broke up shortly thereafter. Maybe one more album after this, but they were on their way out. I chose this song. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, you were reminding me of the music video. Yeah, it's like the whole wedding thing, and Axl's behind the piano and all that. But then when you think the song ends and it comes back, Slash is like outside of like a little church in the middle of a desert, like playing the guitar.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's pretty fucking badass, I think.
I chose this one for Nick here, because it's based from like one of his favorite movies, Tom Cochrane, "Life is a Highway."
Oh, God damn it!
Oh, isn't that the theme song to Cars?
Cars,
which is also Nick's favorite movie?
That was his favorite. He had a poster, remember?
Yeah.
He had a poster. "Life is a Highway" by Tom Cochrane. Yay. We've shit on that song enough, but I figure I'd add it just for Nick.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Next song we've got.
God damn it.
Vince Gill, "Don't Let Our Love Start Slipping Away."
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned this.
Vince Gill is a excellent singer and guitar player.
And excellent writer for Breaking Bad.
I mean, not quite. You're close, though.
Yeah, this is his pseudonym. This is
this is a pseudonym.
Yeah. Prior to his...
He just like Pauly Shore's The Weasel.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There was somebody who was singing...
So, Vince Gilligan just cut off part of his last name and became Vince Gill.
Yeah.
Again.
Right.
Okay.
Well, he was Vince Gill, and then he became Vince Gill again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vince Gill again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
This is deep. This is like...
You just blew my mind, man.
Like this, my mind's blown here.
What to say to that?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So Vince Gill, "Don't Let Our Love Start Slipping Away." That's a fun little song. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Not country. If anything, rockabilly sort of deal. If anything, he's got like that quick little. Yeah, it's like I said, excellent guitar player. We got 2 more songs. One of them I only mentioned because, well, I felt like I had to. But "House of Pain," "Jump Around." Hell yeah, that song came out in '92.
Yeah, great song.
Got the Irish, the bagpipes going on, you know, all that stuff. I remember playing that song really loud at a Best Buy and jumping around, till the store clerks told us to stop, which happened like 15, 20 seconds. But you know, it was solid for those first 15, 20. "House of Pain," "Jump Around," good song, classic. Reminds me of like I don't know. I think it's Miss Doubtfire.
It is Mrs. Doubtfire. Yep.
Yeah, the opening scene or whatever. Not the opening scene, but like when they get to the house.
Yep. He's like
that.
Well, yeah.
When
when Robin Williams throws that
the party,
the party with the petting zoo, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And the poor wife has to come home to that. Like, no wonder she divorced his fucking man-child ass. Jesus. Fuck him.
It is some fucking crazy shit. Yeah. Then he does some really even crazier shit later on in the movie.
Yeah, he should have been. They should have
arrested.
executed him at the end.
Publicly executed.
Yeah. Impersonating a woman to. Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking insane, dude.
What year did that movie come out? Obviously, it was a year.
I think it's like a year later. A year, like 93 or something.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. I had my time mixed up.
We got one more song here. Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit," because that actually was a top song of '92.
I don't think I ever heard that one.
It's not worth it. So we'll go to worst songs. Sounds a lot like the Pixies. Or "Smells Like Teen Spirit" sounds a lot like the Pixies and Boston. Very similar riff.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're gonna get to worst songs of 1992. this first one that I'm picking, I chose as a dear friend of mine, Timmy, would play it for me. I didn't ask him to; he just would. It's from Hammer now. His name's Hammer. He dropped the Master of Ceremonies. It's Hammer with the song Adam's Groove for the movie Addams Family, where it's basically him rapping over the Addams Family melody. And
that sounds awful.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Isn't that
so
that
bad.
in the movie at the very end, like during the end credits, right?
Yeah. It's
not good.
No, it's not good at all.
No, it's not good.
And speaking of Timmy, we're going to continue this along the way here. Another worst songs of 1992, Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart.
Of course.
Another blues song. This is just simply E and A. That's all it is. The song is E and A, and that's it. 4/4, 4/4 on the floor, E and A, do a little blues riff, you're good. That's Achy Breaky Heart. That song was fucking everywhere in 92. I had to hear it every Sunday at least. We'll move on now to by the way, Timmy was really funny because we would play this song as like a party trick, like when you go to like hang out with people and stuff like that. And Timmy had the lyrics to Achy Breaky Heart in his wallet, and he would pull out the lyrics, and I would sing it, or I would play it on the guitar, and he would sing it. And eventually, he got tired of this, and one night he retired the act and threw the lyrics into the bonfire as a ritualistic act.
Wow,
that's the end of it. Yeah. No more Achy Breaky. He hasn't sung it since, so I don't think he will.
hasn't sung it since.
The end of an era.
Another worst songs of 1992. We've got Michael Bolton, When a Man Loves a Woman. Remember that? That's always on those fucking commercials, like at 3 a.m. You get like the classic R&B soul songs from the past. Got Michael Bolton's When a Man Loves a Woman playing all the time. And now the last worst songs of 92. Like I said, the top songs, there's a lot of really bad ones. But worst songs now. Last one. Mark Chestnut, Bubba Shot the Jukebox.
Oh, hell yeah.
I chose this one. This is probably not a really well-known song, but I chose it because it's fucking terrible.
Shit, I think I know that song.
Bubba Shot the Jukebox last night. Said they played a sad song, made him cry. Went to his truck and got a 45. Bubba shot the jukebox last night. And then it's like got this string instrumentation sort of thing where it's supposed to be like this really epic. That's not. It's just lame.
And it goes up a tempo as well. Yep. Which I don't find believable about that is that he'd have his 45 in his truck. You think he'd have that on him.
Right. Yeah.
You think they'd just be like, Bubba took out his 45 and shot the jukebox.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Exactly. But it's funny that this song is about a guy who heard a sad song on a jukebox, took it upon himself to go to his vehicle, get a loaded weapon, and shoot it. And it's cheered.
Well, the song made him. Well, I mean, the song did make him break down in tears. You did forget to mention that.
He did so. I think he risked. Well, then like I said, like the police were like said something about where he shot. And he's like, I knew just damn well where I was aiming. Like, fuck you, Bubba.
That's a sad song, buddy.
Yeah,
that thing had to go down.
I don't know where these country artists are. They're hanging out in places that are playing sad songs that are making them doing things. Don't rock the jukebox. Bubba shot the jukebox. This stuff. Everyone's up, prop me up beside the jukebox when I die.
Oh, right. Everything's jukebox.
Jukebox and yeah. 90s country. All right, and that will move.
Yeah, there's some other other country songs worthy country songs that came out that year.
Oh, for sure.
I'm in a Hurry, Don't Know Why, Alabama.
Yep. Yeah.
Straight Tequila Night, John Anderson.
Yeah. Yep.
What's another one? Oh man, there's another one as well that I saw.
Oh, there's so
many.
There's
a Sawyer Brown one.
Yeah, there's Some Girls Do by Sawyer Brown.
Some Girls Do.
Yeah. There's Love Me by Colin Ray. There's all these songs.
No One Else on Earth.
No One Else on Earth. Why No Judge? Yeah. I think no one. I mean, there may be people that know these songs that we're talking about here, but
I know.
It's probably just us mostly. But
I know.
We can, if you want to, we could do like a whole podcast on just 90s country, and just go through. That'll be like a 3-hour marathon. It'll be a 12-hour actually. We'll do a marathon. We'll play every song we can. All right, we'll move on to TV shows that debuted in 1992. Huge for animation this year.
Right.
Batman, the animated series, was released in 1992. Emmy-winning animated series. The Mr. Freeze episodes won for like best animated show of the year. X-Men, the animated series, also came out in 92. This was like the Fox Power Hour, their response to the Disney Channel and all that. So
Right.
this was my favorite animated like block when I was younger. Like I didn't hate Disney, but I just, even at 8 years old or 6 years old, I felt I was too old for it. So I wanted to watch Batman and X-Men, stuff like that. So I watched the shit out of those, both of them. I just loved them. They were my favorite. You guys have any particular episodes of either animated series that you remember? X-Men was the first time I ever heard of the Phoenix Saga. That was my whole introduction to that series.
I never really watched either of those series,
Yeah.
but another other news, I think that I don't know if Brad's even with us anymore. Looks like he may have gotten disconnected.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he can join back in.
Yeah, possibly.
We'll go to let's see. Mad About You came out in 92. Or Mad About You.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
Like, tell me why I love you like I do. The funny thing about Mad About You is it's set in the same universe as Seinfeld.
What? Really?
Yeah. So to boost ratings, to help get it going, Mad About You, I think it's in its pilot episode. It shows Paul Reiser, where he lived before he moved in with Helen Hunt in the show Mad About You, and it was Kramer's apartment. Kramer rents it out from Paul Reiser's character.
Okay.
So that's the whole crossover there. Not sure how long we should wait for Brad, or we just keep going, but probably just gonna keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
He'll either rejoin us or he won't. Yeah. Pretty much about that.
Then we got Melrose Place, came out in 1992. Melrose Place, the one show that Jerry Seinfeld said he didn't watch, but he actually did. I never watched it.
I don't know that one.
And,
no, I don't never seen it.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno debuted in 1992. Was when he took over for Johnny Carson, who announced his retirement, and filmed his last episode this year in 92.
Right.
Big controversy because it was supposed to be people wanted David Letterman to do it, but Jay Leno, like, he literally, and he's admitted this, he used to hide in closets and listen in on meetings to try and get an advantage. And so like he took that level.
What do you like? Get an advantage on?
Like,
on
so
what?
He would know what they were thinking, what they were planning, and so he would make moves to counter that or support it, whichever way he was going. So
gotcha.
He knew what they were thinking, and they would ask, like, how the hell do you know what we were saying, and they couldn't figure it out. And he was literally hiding in the
crazy
in the closet. Yeah, so that's Jay Leno. I mean, another show that debuted in 92, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Remember that show? Pete and Pete?
Yeah, Pete and Pete. Yeah, Adventures of Pete and Pete. Yep.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I guess I tried watching it again back 10 years ago, and I fucking hated it. Just thought it was extremely stupid. I don't even know how I liked it in the first place. But it was on Nickelodeon, and that was pretty much it. I just remember watching it a few times. I never really cared for it.
It's awful crap.
Goof Troop.
Yeah.
Goof Troop came out 92.
Goof Troop.
Yeah. With
what channel was that on? That was probably Nickelodeon or something.
Disney. Yeah, it's with Goofy and his son Max and what's his name? Pete, the big dog-looking guy, the boisterous, loud motherfucker. Yeah. Brad, you might have missed it. I talked about Batman and X-Men, the animated series in 92.
Yeah. My internet kind of dropped out for a second there. I don't know what happened.
It's all right. Did you have anything you wanted to say about Batman?
Oh, Batman the animated series, fantastic. X-Men, just fucking love that theme song.
Oh, I know, it's amazing. Oh, and both the Batman one as well.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, the Batman was just the Danny Elfman theme,
yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the X-Men one, that whole intro is just so badass.
It's
way more badass than the show itself, really.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, in a lot of ways I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It was my first introduction to the X-Men, and
yeah, same here.
I just, I've been a fan ever since. I think probably Batman as well. That might have been my first introduction. No, I used to watch the old '60s Batman show. Never mind.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. The Larry Sanders Show, starring Gary Shandling and Jeffrey Tambor, debuted on HBO, one of the top shows in '92. Ahead of its time, as most things Gary Shandling did. Thought of as like the Zen comedian, like a Buddhist almost. Very funny. I've seen maybe half the first season. I got caught up with something else, but if you got a moment, I recommend the Larry Sanders Show. Watch it. You will not regret it.
Good things.
Yeah, it's really good. We've got Martin debuted in '92. Martin.
Martin
with Shanae.
I vaguely remember that show.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it.
Me neither.
Wasn't for my demographic. It wasn't meant for me.
Right, yeah.
Makes no sense why I would watch it. Another show that came out, The Real World. The MTV's The Real World came out in '92. There's a lot of fucking shows. I think I've seen one full season of The Real World, and that was like back in 2007 or something. And that was it. Another one we got, Barney and Friends came out in '92, and John's not here this week, but I've had a grudge against that motherfucker. Woke me up at like 6 a.m. on a weekend because he wanted me to watch a show that had this dinosaur in it. Because John loved dinosaurs, still loves dinosaurs, I'm assuming. But when he was a kid, absolutely loved dinosaurs.
Of course,
and he was woke up. I don't know what the fuck he was doing up that early, but he saw this show with a dinosaur, and he just had to tell me about it. He woke my ass up. The sun wasn't even up, and I'm up there watching Barney, and they start singing the "I love you, you love me," and I was like, "What the hell am I watching, dude?" I fell back asleep. I was like, "I'm not staying up for this," and I never let him. I'll never let him forget it. Woke me up.
Was it like last month?
Yeah, it was last month. Pissed me off.
No. How old was John at this point?
Old enough to know better.
In '92, I mean,
92. John was, let's see, 9.
Right,
9 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
Oh, I know.
What was he very disappointed?
John admitted, I know the song's lame. I remember saying that. The song's lame, but there's a dinosaur. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about the dinosaur. It's not a real dinosaur.
Because you think, like, dinosaurs, awesome. And you see this big purple, kind of like a pathetic excuse for a dinosaur.
Right. It's like, holy kids.
Teaching you manners and stuff instead of, like, eating other dinosaurs or just being ferocious like it should be.
Exactly. I wanted to see blood. Nothing.
Well, this was before Jurassic Park, though, so...
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Spielberg definitely got some influence.
Yeah.
You can see the directing.
He's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this what my kids are watching? I'm gonna make a real dinosaur movie. And he did. God. By God, he did.
We'll move on here. Another show that debuted in 1992, another part of the Fox Animation Power Hour, whatever it was. Eek the Cat. Eek the Cat. I used to love this show. It was like it's probably not good, but I just remember watching it a lot. It was really funny to me when I was a kid. Really funny.
You said that was on Fox?
Yeah. E-E-K.
So I'm sure I probably did watch it, but I don't recall any of it.
It was like part of like a combination with that show, and like it was like a 15-minute show, or it was half an hour altogether, but like the first 10 to 15 minutes was Eek. The second half was like these dinosaurs that used like they were like, one of them was basically like a ripoff of Schwarzenegger. I can't think of the name. And there was these two cavemen that were Neil and Bob. And I'm trying to think of the name of that show, but I can't think of it. Saved my life. But I used to watch
I'm
that all
looking
the
at the
time.
animation, and this looks real familiar.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen this.
Cannot think of Thunder Lizards or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was really good stuff. I liked it in '92 at least. Moving on now. Hanging with Mr. Cooper came out in '92. Another show that came out in '92. Beakman's World. Beakman's World.
Yes.
The show I used to watch when I was a kid. Love this show. It's the science guy before Bill Nye.
Was he before Bill Nye?
I think maybe by 6 months to a year.
He's definitely more, I don't know, like more extreme than Bill Nye.
Yes. He had like a giant rat as a lab partner. It wasn't a real rat. It was a human being in a rat costume. Just to
like a
clarify.
Giant rat.
Just to clarify.
It was a giant rat. Yeah. And the way he talked, he kind of talked like he had like that Brooklyn accent, kind of.
Yeah.
This has the same like production quality as Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. A show that debuted in '92, Dateline. Dateline. This
I
is
watched a lot of that as a kid.
Yeah, a few years before To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was kind of like a spin-off of Dateline.
Right. Yeah.
Or it was part of Dateline.
Like a segment that blew up.
Yeah.
Two more shows here. The Ben Stiller Show, which was ahead of its time. Bob Odenkirk was in it. A couple other people too. Would eventually lead to Mr. Show, and so on and so forth. And the last one, Nickelodeon's Guts. I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. I wanted to be on the Guts so bad because you'd like at the end you had to like climb up this mountain and get the flag at the end.
I remember
there's
that.
biking and like swimming and all this stuff. Yeah, it was looked like a lot of fun as a kid, but Nickelodeon's Guts. For basic television, the top TV shows of 1992. Again, 60 Minutes is number 1. Number 2 was Roseanne. Number 3 was Home Improvement. Number 4. Number 4 was Murphy Brown. I gotta get that and put it on the mixer. Murphy Brown.
No, you
don't. Murder, She Wrote.
Please don't.
Coach. Monday Night Football. Cheers, and
of course,
rounding it all up, Full House. Top 10 in terms of basic television shows of 92. Worst TV shows, I threw in Home Improvement because fuck Home Improvement. I hate that show.
Right.
Barney and Friends for reasons I mentioned previously. And my worst TV show of 92 for the theme song alone, I think it's probably the most annoying one. Lamb Chops Play Along.
Oh God, fuck
yeah.
Lamb Chop.
Boy.
Yeah, song that never ends. Yeah, that song.
Right.
One of the things that I remember watching Lamb Chops Play Along, and the Lamb Chop was sucking her thumb. And Sherry, I can't remember her name was, the lady who hosted it, told Lamb Chop to stop sucking her thumb. Stop sucking your thumb, otherwise you'll get cancer. So I stopped sucking my thumb.
What?
It's one of those things they try to get
that's
people.
A good way to, that's a good way to get kids to stop doing that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
fear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, fear is a great motivator.
It motivated me.
For children.
I haven't sucked my thumb in years. Oh.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, I was literally like, thumb. The reason I remember is because my thumb was in my mouth when I was watching it, and she's like, "Don't suck your thumb, you'll get cancer." And I was like, "What?" I looked down. I was like, put that away. No one saw anything. So yeah,
it's like brushing your teeth because you fear cavity creeps.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It all works. I remember some of Dwight Schrute's German lessons when he was a kid. Make sure you count this, or the troll will come in the night and cut off your tongue or something.
Right, yeah.
It's in the same vein. Yeah.
Right.
All right, we will now move to video games released in the U.S. in 1992. Huge game in my childhood, and really for video games in general. For the Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released on November 21st.
Yeah.
I believe Michael Jackson helped out with the music in this. He's never credited. He's not in any of the credits, but the rumor has been for many years that he worked on Sonic 3 and I believe Sonic 2. I mean, the music on it is fantastic. There's some of the best music, especially for a 2D. Like, it's up there with Mario music. It is. And I played the shit out of this game. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
still good.
The Chemical Zone plant song just fucking rocks.
I'm pretty sure that was Michael Jackson.
The I just figured it was some Japanese guy.
Yep. And then they got the
oh yeah.
What was it? The I can't remember what it is. It's got 3 acts in it in the second game. There's only the one level of the game that has 3 acts to it.
Yeah, it's the last one. It's
not the last one. It's like the second to last or third to last.
Oh yeah, the last one's like you're on like a battleship, floating ship or something.
Yeah, and you got to fight giant robot.
It's like some sort of factory.
Yeah, it's a green looking place.
Yeah.
I can't remember that music in that one is excellent. That level as well. The whole game. Yeah. I used to remember make up lyrics to the songs while I was playing it. Well, yeah, I remember when I was a kid at least. We'll move on now to Street Fighter 2 Championship or Champion Edition was released for the Super Nintendo on March 18th. That was the crossover from arcade to console. Street Fighter 2. For the Game Boy, which was the #1 selling console in the United States again. Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, was released on November 2nd. For the Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart was released on September 1st.
Oh, nice.
I believe there's no blue shell in that one. And
no.
I think the way that they had a number of problems when it came to... So before every race begins, it's predetermined which computer player will finish first, second, third, and all that. The goal of the game is to disrupt that flow so you get first, and then everyone else just flows accordingly. But in order to offset that and a bunch of other things, I just watched a video on it. That's why the blue shell is introduced. So, because essentially in Mario Kart, the first one, if you got behind at all, you were fucked. There's no way you get ahead, no way you get back to it. Now in this Mario Kart, you get like the bullet, you get a number of things that can bring you back up. Yeah. But the first one wasn't like that. Did you guys play that? I know Nick, we didn't. We never played that one. If you did,
Mario,
Nick,
the original Mario Kart? Yeah.
I
played it a shit ton.
You probably you had a Super Nintendo, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we had a Sega. That was.
I think we had both actually.
Well, we got a Super Nintendo later, but that was when we had like a PlayStation. Okay. We didn't care about it really too much anymore. So, Streets of Rage for the Sega Genesis was released on December 20th. Streets of Rage 2, sorry. Road Rash 2 for Sega was released on December 14th. And Echo the Dolphin was released on December 23rd.
Oh yeah,
for the Sega Genesis.
That game is that's a really strange.
Yeah. John had the Tides of Time go on this sequel.
Right.
Just like the first, because you're swimming around and then like some sort of force takes your dolphin friends away. Then you're just by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The game, it has a really creepy, isolated kind of feel to it.
Oh, it does. Yeah,
it was a lot. It was a lot for a little kid.
Yeah. And the enemies, the bad guys, are aliens that look like the movie Aliens, and you got to fight them in space. You're a dolphin fighting in space.
Oh, I never made it that far.
It's the craziest. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I didn't know that, so I never played Echo the Dolphin, but I did play Echo the Dolphin 2, The Tides of Time, and boy was I confused. What the fuck is going on? It made no sense. We were the first level, you're in the water. It's pretty cool. The second level, you're floating through some like jelly thing in the sky, and you got to like attack like creatures that look like, I don't know, shrimp. I don't know, something. It's weird. Yeah. Echo the Dolphin, though, the first one released on December 23rd, 1992. And now we will get to the worst video game of 1992. And this one's a bit different. It's not necessarily the worst. This one was just hard to choose. In many ways, it's like worst albums, where there's just a lot of really lackluster games, but they're not overwhelmingly terrible. They're not big rigs, So I chose one that I chose for its infamous box art. Is the reason I chose it. So it's not necessarily the worst game per se, although it's not great. But the box art is the reason I chose it. And that game is Phalanx, 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 for the Super Nintendo. On October 6th, it was released. It's a space shooter, but it is infamous for the box art in its American release. It displays a bearded elderly man dressed in overalls, wearing a fedora and playing a banjo, while a futuristic spaceship flies in the background. The popular media site IGN named it on in their 5th most awesome cover in a top 25 countdown on the website.
Most awesome cover.
The advertising company responsible for the box art later admitted that they had deliberately chosen this theme in order to attract the customers with something original, considering there were many space shooters in the market that looked alike. The unusual SNES box art for the U.S. release has been cited in examples of bizarre video game box art. In an interview with Destructoid, Matt Gus, an advertiser who worked on Phalanx's cover, stated that the idea for the art came from coworker Keith Campbell, who didn't find anything in Phalanx that stood out, decided to make the packaging eye-catching, hoping a potential buyer would stare at the box art and wonder, what just happened? The box art has been described by Destructoid's Alistair Pinsoff as goofy and misleading, and the Screen Rant's Ryan Lynch as the most surreal video game box art of all time. And yes, it is. It doesn't make any sense. It's an old man in overalls and a fedora, and it's a space shooting game. The two do not go together at all. It doesn't. It's so like.
What? Is he like the main guy, or
he's not in the game at all. He's not in the game at all.
He's not in the game at all.
At all.
I remember renting that game.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. After seeing the
cover,
the box art, like, oh yeah, that game. I remember the box art more than I do the game, because the game is just like your standard side-scrolling shoot 'em up, whatever game.
Yeah. So were you disappointed when you played it? Were you shocked? Were you like, what the hell? Or are you just like, whatever?
Oh no, I wasn't disappointed. It was just like, yep, this is a video game. Whatever.
All right. And well, that should do it then, guys. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you.
Oh,
and thanks to you, the listener out there.
Yes.
You know who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
You listening right now.
We're talking about you. Yes. You.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to comment, on any of the movies, like podcast if you want to. But yeah, any personal anecdotes you want to add, feel free to comment on below, and we will do our best to respond to it, or maybe even mention it in the next podcast. So with that, I hope you enjoyed listening to our conversation, and will join us again for another installment of History with Hirsifet. Don't forget to hydrate, exercise, and to like and subscribe to the podcast. All of these things are essential for your health and well-being. Take care of yourselves and each other.